Hey, everybody. This is Captain Yeet here for you for another cartoon talk. Today we're going to be doing number 60 titled Monsters versus Aliens. So let's get into it. It's kind of funny because I just got this DVD case not too long ago, about maybe a year or two, not too long ago since I got that DVD case. So how did I find out about Monsters versus Aliens? Well, since I was a kid, loved it. I loved this movie ever since I was a kid. I remember watching the trailer and I think I brought this up a few times, but as a kid, it was like really rare. We actually went to the movie theater to see a movie. Anytime I see a trailer for a movie, like live action or animated, I always think to myself, I can't wait till it comes out on Redbox. That's what I would think. Because it was like rare since we went there, so I always wait until it's on Redbox or like on demand. And I watch it then in the house. It's like really rare we actually go to the theater and watch a movie. So, it got on demand and I watched it with my little sister at the old house in the living room. And I'm like halfway through the movie around the time, maybe did not, I guess it was a little bit more than halfway, but around the time that Ginormica that got captured, um, she passed out. And I was watching the movie by myself. I used to rewatch this movie all the time. And like a year or two later, a TV show came out on Nickelodeon. I was so hyped for that. I wanted a second movie. I don't know why they never made a second movie. I'm guessing I should have looked this up before the video, but I'm guessing the box office wasn't too crazy. That's why they never made a second one. Which kind of sucked because this movie was pretty good, at least in my opinion. At least in my opinion, I thought the movie was pretty good. But anyway, they came out with that TV show on Nickelodeon, and some more aliens came down. Ginormica was actually able to control how big she is. Because remember, she's like stuck that big in the movie, but in the TV show, she's able to regulate herself back to normal size, and then she can like grow as big as she wants. Well, not as big, but back into her big self. I thought that was kind of cool too. Which is what kind of sucks because I know that this is supposed to be about the first movie, but I just want to say before I forget, I didn't finish the show. I remember that little kid alien came, the one in the like a hover chair was trying to take over. That like warrior princess came with her dog. I don't know if any more aliens came. I remember all those aliens kept coming, and they had to live in a compound. But I don't remember any more monsters coming in, which kind of sucks. I mean, yeah, it kind of would have messed with the dynamic of the core monster group, but still we had all these aliens coming, but no more monsters. Maybe a monster did come because I kind of fell off of the show. 'Cause I kept up with it. I remember, I remember I was at church the day it was coming out. I was like so excited for the show to come out. I was like, like after church was done, it was gonna come out like an hour. My mom said like to talk to the other grown ups while we're after church and stuff. I'm like, yo, we gotta go. Years from the start, I gotta see this. And I was so excited to see the show. Um, but yeah, I don't remember any other monsters coming into the show. This kind of sucks because we got all these aliens out of nowhere. But maybe it did, but I just kind of forgot. Oh, now that I forgot, I kind of fell off the show. That, and then before we get into the movie, there was a game. And it was the Xbox 360 game. Man, I think it was on the PlayStation 2 too. The PlayStation 2. I think it was on the PlayStation 2 and 3. They had a Monster vs. Alien video game. And I remember that because I beat it. I love that game too. I don't have it anymore. It sucks. I lost that game. I used to replay that game all the time. And they put in put three. They put in two extra robots in the game because they sold them escaping the compound and they had to fight this giant robot called the Avenger. And he also had to fight like the Scorpion robot after they fought the original robot that was in the city and stuff. That was kind of too far away, but he was in the poster. Then that original robot with the eye. They put that in there too. And then you fought Galaxar at the end. So that game was pretty good. The only thing that frustrated me about the game is when I was a kid, I sucked at button mashing. I don't know why. I can do it now, but whenever you have to button mash, I sucked at it. So there was like multiple times where you got to play as Ginormica, Link, um, Bob. You didn't play like a Dr. Cockroach. It kind of sucks. You did get to play him in multiplayer. Because in multiplayer, Dr. Cockroach just have like a gun. He's not actually on the screen with you. He's just like a player like shooting an invisible gun in the background to help you fight. But other than that, you don't get to you don't get to actually play as him. He just like talks to you and calms. You play as Ginormica skating around on the cars like in the movie. You play as Link like walking around on the robots fighting little robots. And you fight as Bob fighting robots and doing a lot of mazes. That what made me mad about the game. Because in the game, like I said, I sucked at button mashing. So Ginormica will have to like do stuff for strength. And you have to button mash. You have to switch buttons. I used to suck at that and I'll die. And then you also have the quick time events. I sucked at quick time events when I was a kid. I was like, I can do them now. But as a kid, I used to like see B. I'll pause the game like, "Wait, B. And pause B. Hey, pause. Okay. Hey, like, I used to suck at those. And the Bob mazes, I used to get lost in those for hours. I had to get my bigger sisters to help me all the time because I just could not figure out how to get through the mazes. I think the only one that kept messing me up was inside the original robot and the scorpion. Other than that, it was good. Unless those were like the only two mazes for Bob's. But I'll get stuck in the mazes for Bob. I'm like, yo, this sucks. I can't get to the every time we played the game. I would hate going to that. Especially well, Link. Link was fine. Like I said, he was like a beat 'em up style kind of game. He had a few boss fights that were pretty cool. Link gameplay was pretty fun. It was pretty fun. I don't think I ever had a problem with Link. I don't think. Um, no, no, I never had a problem with Link. But yeah, I love that game. I kind of wish I still had it because I would definitely replay it. Now I have better skills, you know. But anyway, this is supposed to be about the first movie. So let's get to the first movie. Um, I guess you guys already know, so I don't have to do like a recap of the whole story. But the basic premise of the story, if you don't know, is for the past couple what was it mongers like this guy in the army mongers like 60 something for the past couple years there was a secret part of the government that captured monsters because they're like the regular public can handle monsters being actually real, but they captured monsters, and the monsters they captured is the missing link, that green guy they found. I can grab this case. The missing link, this like amphibian missing link for the link to humans right here. That's like a sewer monster going out like an ocean monster. Found him in ice. Bob, what was it? Some people were trying to do some sort of experiment on tomatoes, and it made Bob this indestructible mass. Dr. Cockroach, this really brilliant scientist, and he did an experiment on himself to give humans the ability of a cockroach to be endurable, like super durable. But had a side effect. Obviously, he looks, like a cockroach. And Insectosaurus. That is a caterpillar that got hit with some radioactive beams, and well, he's gigantic now. At the end of the movie, oh, okay, look, spoiler if you don't know. The movie came out in like 2009, if I'm not mistaken. It said 2009 on the back of this. But yeah, it's like the tour. He's a gigantic, you know, caterpillar, and at the end of the movie, he turned, or C, turned into a butterfly. And then the newest monster is Susan Murphy, or her new name, Jack Normica, the big girl in the front, the main character. She got hit with this meteorite with quantonium. Apparently, it's the most like powerful substance in the universe that made her gigantic. And this alien, Monsters versus Aliens, it's kind of funny because there's only one alien in the movie, but this alien wants it, so he sent down that robot and all this other stuff. You know Monsters versus Aliens if you know it. And yeah, I really liked the movie. Susan was a good main character. I felt so bad for her because I didn't know, but Derek, her boyfriend, husband, almost was voiced by Paul Rudd, Ant Man. That's all I know him. Or um, I forgot his name. He was on Friends. He surprised me when he popped up on Friends to date and marry Phoebe. I forgot his name. I rewatched Friends like 3 times. Seth? I forgot his name on Friends. But he's voiced by a friend. But I felt so bad for Susan when he was kind of not mean, but he was mean once he got big. But beforehand when they were supposed to go to Paris and stuff, and he canceled it. And then after that, he was like, "Look, all this stuff happened to you. This is your problem, your fault." Susan like, we're together. We have to get through this. We can find a way to cure me. He goes, "Hey, I don't want to be in somebody else's shadow. You're casting a big shout out." I'm like, yo, this guy's a bum. As a kid, I was spazzing. I remember that as a kid, I was spazzing so hard in my living room. Like, what are you doing? So why are we leaving Susan? I felt so bad for Susan. But saying, like, hey, she said she's not going to sort of change herself ever again. She's going to get what she's worth. That's what I'm talking about. Susan, I, I said, like a second movie. And like I said, I'm guessing, let me look this up. Let me look up the box office for this, because that's what I'm guessing. The movie didn't do it too hot. Oh my goodness, my phone's on 5%. Okay, let me look this up quick. Oh, I can pause it, so I'm not wasting time. No, it did pretty good. Not like crazy, but it did decent. It said right here. It said it cost 175 million to make it, That was the cost, and it grossed 381 million at the box office. So it made his money back. Not like a crazy amount, obviously. Like just kind of barely. Not barely. It did make it a lot more. But when you make, when people want to, if you make a 100 million movie, you want to make like 500 million. That now, something like that happens, boom, you made more. Like, awesome. You only made 300 here, but that's decent. That's decent. Not bad. You made more than what you made. I mean, yeah, you made more than what it took to make it, so that's good. That's the whole point. But it wasn't like, gigantic. But they could have made a second one. I would love a second one. When they were coming out with the DreamWorks kart racer, I got it over there. Yeah, I need to grab it. When they were coming out with that, I was thinking to myself, please, please have Normica or somebody in that movie, in the game, even the Nickelodeon kart racing games I got over there, because they're technically somewhat part of the Nick. Maybe the contract ran out, probably, but maybe, hopefully, maybe the second DreamWorks kart racer they can have them. But yeah, I really hope they have him again. I guess I can talk about moments I liked in the movie. I've been talking about all the other junk instead of actually the actual movie. Um, let's see. What should I talk about the movie? I remember one thing before I forget it. They didn't have the Invisible Man, but he died. I guess. Oh no, they had like I talked about the movie before I talk about the swords. I remember I was so mad as a kid. I'm even mad now when I rewatched the movie a week ago. I was like, so the other monsters are in cages at the compound, right? And they had a glass window so they can see like inside the whole compound of people flying around in helicopters, doing all this other stuff. Like they could see. But Ginormica, when she had to go inside of her cell the first day she was there, it was just a door and no light. It was like completely black with like one poster. I'm like, the other monsters get like a see-through window to see like people walking around the compound. Why can't she get that? It's kind of jacked up. I thought that was really jacked up. The president, he was pretty funny. He was so incompetent. Like couldn't do it. He had two gigantic red. That it was also funny. My friend sent me that clip last night on Instagram. He had those two red buttons where one gave him coffee and the other one launched all the nukes that they had ever. That was pretty dope. I don't know, I don't know why he had that kind of system, especially since they look identical. Ridiculous. And there was also after credit scene when he did accidentally click the nuke button. He goes, "Well, okay, where's the bunker at?" I thought that was pretty funny too. Um, one scene that had me dying as a kid. I chuckle now when I see it. But one scene that had me dying was when they were infiltrating Lord Galaxar's spaceship to get Susan back because he got captured and the Quantonium got out of her. Bob, Dr. Cockroach, and Link all had their stuff on to disguise themselves as the clones. One of the clones gave Bob a gun, and Bob goes, "Hey guys, look at this!" And he clicked the trigger, and he killed one of the clones right in front of him. That was so funny. I don't laugh as hard now. I just chuckle. But when I was a kid, I was dying. Especially when Dr. Cockroach was like, give me this gun. This gun needs to be in the hand of someone intelligent. And he clicked it and he killed, he killed another clone, buddy. That was hilarious. Then when he had to dance, I have a few edits I want to put in the comics so you guys can see them. Especially uh, what was it? There was this one guy that made a funny video. I got to put that in the comics too. Well, not the cartel was dancing to like explode everything. I thought that was pretty funny. I love that moment with Susan and Galaxar when she was fighting him without the Quacktonium. And he was like, what? He was like, are you crazy? You could have killed me when she was like flying around on those little hoverboard thingies, just like when she was using the cars and she went outside and dogs and everything. He was like, but Galaxar was like, you almost killed me. And she goes, good. Now we understand each other. I was like, ugh. As a kid, I was like, okay, get him, get him. She could have died. I mean, she probably was should have died when she shot the orb with the quantonium and it landed right on her. I mean, I guess if you're able to tank a meteor and it go on you full force, I guess you can just tank like a ball of glass. I guess you could take that if you could take a meteor landing on you. Which is kind of wild she's able to do that. Fighting the robot was pretty. I liked how she was like freaking out when she was falling off of the house. Remember? And she was like, "Wait, I'm gigantic. I'm cooling." And then Dr. Cocktail made that thing. what was it called? The tolling car, and he had like rockets up there. That was hilarious. When Bob went to go fight it, everybody ran away, and he was like stuck on the bottom of the robot's foot. that was that movie was so dumb. It was hilarious. Um, what else happened? Oh, I love that moment after Susan was able to like hold off the robot to save all those people on the bridge, and eventually they killed the robot, and they were on the I was gonna say the spaceship, what's it called? The airplane, the sentence, who's in back. They were like, if you beat the robot, you can have your freedom. So all the monsters like happy, high fiving each other, like really happy. Susan like, I can't believe I did that. I took down an alien robot. Like I'm so cool. Everybody was hyping her up. But Link was all mad because he couldn't really do anything in that fight, and he got outside by a girl, and Dr. Cockroach was making fun of him. And Dr. Cockroach said, "Hey, I think you are the catch me wow." Like, my bad. Here you go. But when they had to chill at Susan's parents' house, and they just Link got chlorine in his eyes. I mean, that wasn't his fault. Everybody just got freaked out because he was like spazzing, but that wasn't his fault. I guess he doesn't know about chlorine. But I mean, no, I guess he what? 'Cause he said he got it. Yeah, I guess he did. I guess he opened. Huh, excuse me. I guess he opened his eyes underwater. But anyway, he was freaking out. Other cocktail blew some stuff up. They didn't like treat them nice, even though they saved the world. I thought that was kind of a sad scene. And what else? The president. Oh, remember that couple? the dude broke his leg but jumped over the fence, and the president went to go talk to the robot. he he went to go talk to the robot, and he started playing a piano. Look, I mean, hey, he was going kind of stupid on that thing. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty stupid, but still, like, come on, what were you doing? And the hand came out. They were just blowing. They were lighting that joker up. And they also had two, right? Yeah, they had two shorts of Monster vs. Alien. One short was Link, Bob, and Dr. Cockroach breaking out of the compound. They got pretty close. It was so stupid because they only lost because Bob was going crazy inside the airplane and broke it. And they're only able to get so far because I forget what Dr. Cockroach did, but he did something to where Bob can read people's minds whenever you touch them. But that was a pretty cool short. And the other short was there was forget how it happened, but like this goo, it was Halloween, and this goo got on a bunch of pumpkins. So there was a bunch of mutant pumpkins running around during Halloween. They had to fight the pumpkins off. And it was like this one gigantic pumpkin when they all fused together, and Susan had to box it up. That was a pretty cool short. I like that. But they had those two shorts, and then the game and the movie, obviously the movie, and the game, the movie, and the TV show, and that was about. I don't think there's any other media with it that I don't know of. Those are the ones I knew. And yeah, unless they announce a second one, who knows? I mean, they could. It's been so many years since Shrek 4. I mean, I guess that's different. Shrek is the poster boy of DreamWorks. The poster boys of DreamWorks. Shrek, number one. How to Train Your Dragon, Madagascar. Those are the poster boys of DreamWorks. Monster vs. Alien isn't really a poster boy, but it's still pretty good in my opinion. I love this movie. But um, is that it for the movie? Yeah, just about it. I can't remember any other jokes. I remember that. Well, like, that was supposed to be a joke, but that freaked me out too. Just like Susan. I remember once he met Derek's aunt, and she went like this. I forgot why, but she was like this, and her one of her thumbs was like this, like super short, like nah, even the pinky was longer than the thumb. But the one of her thumbs was like super short, and she was like, "Whoa, what's going on?" And she was like, "Oh, it's a genetic thing in our family. And one thor is always one thumb is always shorter than the other, like this." And she's like, "Well, Derek doesn't have that." She goes, "Oh yeah, it always skips a generation, so that means your kids are gonna have it." I was like, "Jeez, that kind of sucks." Huh? Like, I mean, like. Let's see, what a really sucky. It was just so funny because when Susan saw it, the music started going crazy. Susan was like, she was really freaked out once she saw that. I would have been freaked out too. I would have been so freaked out. And I guess they didn't really set up a sequel, but they had what was it? They said that gigantic snail was like going towards Paris, and Susan was like, "Oh, we want to go to Paris." Like that was the whole point in the beginning. I thought that was nice. But I don't think that was gonna be a whole sequel, just a snail. But so I know the alien could have came down or something. Who knows? But yeah, that's about it. Monsters vs. Alien, number 60. I love Monsters vs. Alien. Hopefully, there's a sequel. Not a sequel. Hopefully, we get. Oh, I remember Bob. They put. I don't know why didn't they put Diane Canor like Gigantanoria? I don't know why they didn't put her. I remember they had that Shrek racing, and they put Bob in there and Shrek, and there was also one on the DS. And then they had a DreamWorks racer years ago, and it was only Bob. I'm like, Bob is not the poster boy. I mean, I guess kind of, but not really. Ginormica, you gotta put her in there. Hopefully, if we ever get a DreamWorks 2 kart racer, they can put Ginormica in there. Because I really like this movie. But yeah, I used to watch it all the time on Netflix on my Nintendo 3DS. I used to love watching movies and stuff on my 3DS. I used to watch the shorts up there too. Um, oh yeah, but no, before I forget, when I was right before I started recording, I was just looking at the box of the movie. I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna rewatch it again because I rewatched it last week, and I opened it to see what the disc looks like, and this is a blockbuster case. That's kind of crazy. I found this out of like 2 years ago, I was seeing a bunch of edits and clips of Monster vs. Aliens, and I was like, that movie was so good, I need to rewatch it. But at the time, it wasn't on Netflix like it was now. It wasn't on anything really. I couldn't find it anywhere. I'm like, yo, this sucks. I need to watch Monster vs. Aliens. I saw a Blu-ray on Amazon. I was like, I might buy this. I was like in a Monster vs. Aliens high. I went to like this thrift store. I don't know, like I don't know what it was, but it was like this huge building with a bunch of people selling stuff, like furniture. Like it was all used like a thrift store thing, or like I don't know what it was. It was like a DVD case, and I looked through it one time. I couldn't find anything I wanted. I started walking around, and then I went back to it. and I walked past, and it was like it's like the Lord wanted me to see like the light was on it. It was like somebody flipped through. It was right here. I was like walking. I glanced in my eye and walking. Hold up. No way. Oh, mom, we gotta buy this. I'm buying this. I was like, I was so hyped. I was so hyped, like I gotta get this. Please, I'm buying this. I was so happy to buy this. I was so happy to buy this. It was so funny. But yeah, that's Monsters vs. Aliens for you guys. Okay. So, like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you all later. Thank you all for watching. I think all of them be wonderful human beings, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. All right.